Jason R. Day, a psychiatrist reacts. I'm Professor Ahmed Hankir, consultant psychiatrist.
Thank you, friend, for showing this tragic story. Pardon. First off, I want to start with there is absolutely no excuse for considering a life disposable. There is no capital offense to consider these type of individuals disposable just as it is. That's why we have a justice system. What happened to this individual shouldn't have happened. Bullying, canceling is not a proper response by a person with high EQ, high discernment, high critical thinking. We failed this individual. I am thankful for this content creator for bringing this point because it is becoming a point, especially online with TikTok. Yesterday, I saw a video of this young woman who showed receipts of this black woman who showed receipts of this white content creator. And this is not about an issue of black versus white. This is a general issue that even on TikTok we need to start to do a little bit better. Me personally, I don't care if people copy like my aesthetic, my language, my points, as long as the message gets out. For me, the message is more important than the messenger, right? But that being said, I recognize that the way that the patriarchy stands today, that how things are implemented, a lot of intellectual property attitudes are around money. People work very hard to be known, to get their work out there, to make some money off of it. I even looked into this and posted a little snapshot that, in terms of trademark, like if you have a catchphrase, um, that you can't really patent it or trademark it rather, unless you're actually making money off of it right now. Copyright stuff is a little bit different, but to get details, I would ask that you go to a professional like a patent lawyer or intellectual property lawyer, so they can assess you a little bit better as to what pertains to you if you are a content creator or somebody who is making or is getting some sort of benefit out of your intellectual property. Okay. Now, in regards to the video that I saw yesterday, that was a blatant disrespect of the original content creator's work. Why? Because the second content creator was basically saying word for word the same talking points that the first one did, without crediting the first content creator. So I would ask everybody out there to protect yourself legally, because I can assure you that copying somebody, even on TikTok, eventually will make it to the courts. There will be somebody who will sue another content creator for basically confusing the brands, which could be an argument for doing this. What is it meant by that? I studied a little bit of tort law in my master's program that I never finished, but essentially is when you have a brand, like think of Coming to America. You had McDowell's, right, which is very similar to McDonald's. So when you start to have similar or very close or overlapping, in the case as this content creator issue, then you can be accused of trying to pass off yourself as the other business, right? Same thing happens when you like say you draw Disney characters, even if they are very similar, but there is a an exception. One is for educational purposes, again assessed with the intellectual property lawyer. But my understanding is that there is satire, making fun of the original piece of work, or educational purposes, to use it in context of teaching whoever you're teaching, using the piece of work as a use case for explaining your point, right? So, in terms of the content creation, a lot of us, I mean, I don't believe I ever did a trend. I could be wrong, but a lot of us got into the habit of just copy pasting the trend with our bodies, right? But even that can be problematic because if a trend goes very, very viral, somebody can actually profit from that. Like turning, like say if it's a pose or if a dance or something, if like say choreography. I'm not too sure about that, but I think it could also be also copyrighted, right? Check with a intellectual property lawyer again. But see things like that. If say you do a dance and it goes viral online, it could be argued in case that you put it out there willingly. But if you were to put like something like copyrighted at the bottom of your screen, then I think that can qualify. Again, talk to an intellectual property lawyer. But the point going back is like when you copy paste the work of somebody else and you just do it yourself and not cite the original content creator, you can be setting yourself up for legal ramifications, right? Um, if you are the originator, patent, patent, patent. Talk to a lawyer. Get yourself a lawyer because my understanding is that there are one, patent vultures, reference Drop Dead Diva, the Pake episode. That's my mom telling me I can wash now. Gracias. The Pake episode where the contents, the by accident, one of the protagonists creates a combination cake and pie, and then comes a vulture who comes to the location, finds out everything he can, and then patents the work. Later in court, proves that he wasn't the originator. But see, things like that. You have people out there who are unscrupulous and will do everything they can to beat you to the punch. So if you are creating things of value that can make you money, patent it right away. Why? Because, and I mean, I should be doing this, but I kind of don't care because I have a written record and I don't know exactly how that works. I need to talk to a intellectual property, but the thing that we need to be careful about is when you have those type of individuals that patent the work of others before they do, then what happens is then that original person can no longer use it because it's technically under the law no longer theirs, right? So like you start to see all those little things, nuances regarding your intellectual property. So just to avoid yourself some problem, if you're the content creator of original work, get yourself a lawyer. If you are using it for some sort of entertainment purposes or something like that, always, always, always make reference back to the original content creator. Put a link to the original content video or their name, their screen name, or anything with something to their effect. Original work by whatever, right? And that way people know where to go to get the original version of your content. And then you avoid the liability. And again, talk to a lawyer to make sure that what I'm saying here is proper. Because depending on the jurisdiction you are at, because remember, TikTok is all over the world, it may or may not apply in your particular jurisdiction. So again, always check when it comes to legal matters with the proper lawyers. Okay? You'll stay safe out there. Keep content creating. You're doing amazing work. You are healing the world. Okay?